Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at some pretty interesting comments that were recently made by Twitch's CEO Dan Clancy. So these are some comments that honestly I think are just pretty ridiculous in the first place. It seems like Twitch is just constantly having a PR nightmare. They're constantly going through some shit where if they just would tighten up a little bit and they would focus on the things that really matter, maybe enforce their TOS the way that it's designed to be enforced, then maybe a lot of these problems would just honestly disappear. But of course, we know Twitch as the company that is very lax on their favorite creators while basically handing out harsher penalties to people they don't care about or like. They constantly ignore any problem the community actually brings up. They're honestly worse than YouTube when it comes to stuff like that. And if you've watched the channel here for a long time, you'll know I've had plenty to say about what YouTube is up to. So Twitch CEO Dan Clancy has gone on record to claim rival platforms merely replicated their formula for success, even going as far as to say, quote, kick downright copied them. As the saying goes, there's no love in war, and that's evidently true in the streaming space too. Despite leading the industry with a whopping 61.1% of total market share, Twitch's CEO has shared some disparaging remarks about their main competitors in the space. From Clancy's perspective, many of their rivals simply look to replicate the exact same streaming experience just under their own logos instead. Quote, YouTube just made Twitch on YouTube, he claimed in an interview with Fast Company. Facebook just made Twitch on Facebook. Though one he took particular issue with was none other than Kick, the newest upstart of the bunch. Quote, Kick downright copied the site, Clancy claimed. So, alright, I wanted to go ahead and talk about this because I find these comments to be extremely interesting. Not only is this something that typically a CEO would never say, because honestly, it's a pretty fucking stupid thing to say. I mean, obviously, the other competitors in the industry are going to be doing at least most of what you're doing. Not only that, but Twitch itself has also copied from other people before and taken ideas from other people before as well. So this idea that he's trying to like float that, oh, you know, Twitch, we came along doing our own thing and then everybody just ripped us off. They just did the things that we all do and that's all that they can do. They can just copy Twitch and that's it. So first and foremost, I want to point this out, okay? Because I think a lot of people don't really realize this, but Twitch is not the first website that came around offering live streaming services online. So even as far back as the 1990s, when the internet was still in its primordial phase, people were using dial-up internet, okay? There was still live streaming online even that far back. Now, granted, it was antiquated. It wasn't anything like it is today where iShowSpeed and Kai Cenat are basically co-streaming Fortnite and getting hundreds of thousands of people to watch it live. But for instance, a technology called Real Player all the way back in 1995 broadcasted a baseball game between the Seattle Mariners and the New York Yankees live on the internet. And now you got, you know, here in 2025, Twitch is streaming through Amazon Prime to show people Thursday Night Football. Yeah, that was being done 30 years ago in its most basic form. And to say, oh, well, YouTube just made Twitch on YouTube is also really funny because back when Twitch wasn't Twitch and it was Justin TV, which was the first like actual website to actually like popularize streaming, YouTube had its first live stream in 2008, okay? 2008. Twitch didn't come along until 2011 when Justin TV basically morphed into what it is now today. So this idea that like, you know, Twitch were the first people to lay claim or something to the live streaming online and then everybody just ripped them off, it's a pretty ridiculous claim to make in the first place. Now, even if you're going at the angle of, oh, well, they took all of our features, they took everything that we do, yada, 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 right? Isn't that basically what happens pretty much anytime capitalism is involved really at all, right? Like somebody will come along and like popularize an industry or whatever, then a bunch of other people will come along, they'll insert into said industry, they will create a competitor, they will take like 95% of what makes the product work because that's how you actually sell something, and then they will make it different or distinct in their own way, right? Now, I have streamed on YouTube plenty, I've also streamed on Twitch plenty. Now, if I have to be honest with you, I'm not just saying this because I upload to YouTube and everything, but I think YouTube streaming is better than Twitch. And I really do genuinely mean that. If I stream, would rather stream on YouTube than on Twitch. There are plenty of similarities on the surface, and Kick hasn't been shy in openly admitting it's copying a number of Twitch's better features, but for what it's worth, Kick is even running through the very same Amazon Web Services system Twitch uses to make its broadcasts possible in the first place. Though of course there are plenty of distinctions too, be it the far more generous payout structure or the looser moderation, it's far from a direct clone at its very core. Regardless, imitation isn't the sincerest form of flattery for Clancy, as he only had praise for one competitor in the space, TikTok. By his account, TikTok, quote, was the first platform that didn't just copy Twitch. Ultimately, all social media platforms with any form of live streaming capability are competing for your time. Clancy explained, thus he views far more than just YouTube and Kick as direct competition, even though Twitch still controls a considerable majority of the industry. So honestly, I just think it's such a fucking stupid thing to come out and say, because it makes the CEO of Twitch look like he's like jealous or bitter or spiteful of these other platforms, right? Now, our article, it says basically, well, Kick is also using the same services, the web services, Amazon Web Services, right? Now, to me, this is a really misleading point, because so isn't like a third of the fucking internet, right? Amazon Web Services is one of, if not the biggest provider for web hosting, web services, shit like that the internet has to provide. It's a considerable reason why Amazon as a company is so successful. Now, you'll always notice too, Twitch is literally owned and is a subsidiary of Amazon. So yeah, of course, Twitch is going to use Amazon Web Services to do its shit. Now, for a platform like Kick, when you're coming in, you're trying to get your website up off the ground, there really isn't any other major competition that is going to be scalable to the degree that Amazon Web Services is. So it feels like kind of a moot point, because like, yeah, a third or something of the fucking entire internet is currently ran through Amazon Web Services. It's not like this is some niche product that people are not using in mass or anything like that. Now, of course, everybody who does live streaming on their platform, it's going to be somewhat similar to Twitch, because Twitch is the big competitor. It's the same thing with like YouTube. You think platforms like Rumble, Odyssey, Storyfire, when it was still a thing, right? You think that they're not trying to imitate YouTube in some way? Like I said, this is part of capitalism. This is how businesses work. Coca-Cola and Pepsi are 95% the same fucking product. It just comes down to which one, you know, do you like the little quirks about differently and more than the other one. That's literally how business works. But you don't see every other company in the fucking planet, oh, our competitors are copying us, right? Because it sounds really fucking stupid to say on paper. And even Kick, for as much as they've like, you know, copied the layout and shit of Twitch, if it was enough of a copycat and they were like actually ripping off of enough of like Twitch's intellectual property, anything like that, right? Why hasn't Twitch filed a lawsuit? Why hasn't Twitch taken them to court? If you're being ripped off and copied so hard and you think that they're just a one-to-one copy, why are you not defending your website? Why are you not defending your IP rights? You know what I mean? I mean, that's what companies usually do when their product is being like stolen or copied or whatever, right? You go fight a lawsuit, right? Well, Twitch hasn't done that, and I wonder why. Well, between platforming people who literally are spreading hate, to banning people in entire countries like Israel from creating fucking accounts, Twitch has other things in mind. You know, they have the hot tub meta streamers to unban after 3 minutes of their quote-unquote bans to teach them a lesson, right? They don't have time to actually come up with anything new and innovative that makes people want to come back to Twitch and like really start their careers on Twitch. I know like half a dozen people in my personal life and like, you know, connects through YouTube and stuff who are like, man, I really want to get into streaming. I really want to start this shit. Not a single one of these people who are prospective new streamers mentions Twitch as a place where they want to do their streaming. It's almost always Kick. Everyone is like, oh, I want to start on Kick, because Kick, as much as it's a quote-unquote copy of Twitch, they offer a way better payout, which is, I think, a pretty competitive feature, honestly. And they also offer way more lax moderation. I mean, Twitch, they'll offer you lax moderation if you're buddy-buddy with the staff or you're an attractive woman or something like that. But Kick, they basically just let anybody come on there and do whatever, for better or for worse. But, I mean, at that point, is it really a one-to-one copy if they're doing all the things that everybody else in streaming is doing, except for the two major drawing points that everybody is basically looking for, i.e. more money and more freedom to say what they want. Is it really copycatting that much, man? Like, I don't really think so. It's like I said, any other business. I mean, you got every chocolate company in the world. They're all using the same fucking products and shit for the most part too. It's just such a ridiculous thing to come out and say. Then he goes on to say he thinks the reason why people eventually come back to Twitch, like big streamers or whatever, you know, they get their contract at Kick or YouTube, they fulfill it, and then they go back to Twitch. He says it's because Twitch offers a lot of home and community and stuff like that, which honestly I couldn't disagree with more. Like I said, tell that to the young Israeli kid who wanted to become a streamer on Twitch, who went to try and sign up for an account a few months ago and found out, oh shit, I can't create an account on Twitch because the people running the company literally fucking prevent me from creating an account because I'm from Israel. Yeah, that's really home and community sounding to me. Banning entire countries of people from creating accounts because you don't like them. Yeah, that's real community right there, guys. Like every year, Twitch has 2 or 3 moments where they basically roll back a good feature or cut the creator payouts even more to take more of your money, and everybody raises their fucking hands and pitchforks and torches, and then nothing ever happens because there's no communication between the company and its actual users. But yeah, they want to talk to me about community and fitting in and all that shit. Nah, man, I don't know about all that, bro. Ultimately, I guess my point here is this, okay? If you think you're being copied so bad and you think everybody's ripping you off or whatever, you guys, first off, weren't the original live streaming service online. Dan Clancy has not even been there for half of the tenure of this company's existence anyway. So the fact that he's trying to act like he knows this shit is just ridiculous to me. But you're not the first live streaming service. You're honestly not even the best live streaming service anymore. The features that you created have now been implemented better by your competition almost across the board, because that's what happens in a healthy competitive economy and stuff like this. You're not even introducing any new actual great innovative features either. I mean, if you were like actually doing something that mattered, like you were trying to really fucking compete, I could almost see your point here. But you're sitting here like talking about, oh, we're getting copied and ripped off and whatnot, as you actively sit there and allow the competition to pass you. If it's such a big deal, lawyer up or bring out some good features. I don't really know what else to tell you, man. It's just always funny to see Dan Clancy come out and say something like this and like have these kinds of, I guess this energy for everybody else. But then when it comes to making like a legitimate statement on the problems of his own platform, you know, ad boycotts because of anti-Semitism, things like that, right? All of a sudden it's fucking quieter than a mouse over there, you know? You could hear a fucking pin drop in the Twitch HQ. Really funny how that actually works though. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @subtooptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, copying Twitch and signing out.